WIND in Chicago. She hosts or is a co-host of the John and Amy program weekday mornings before I come on in Chicago. She was at TCon, the event last month, hosted by WIND. I was there. I was one of the keynote speakers. Herman Cain was there, and she actually saw Herman Cain and the accuser, Sharon, backstage. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Glenn. How are you doing?
Very good. Can you tell me what happened?
Yes, they were, before he was introduced, she was backstage with us, and she's a friend to the radio community. She'd worked at WGN in radio sales and BBM in radio sales, and we'd known her. And prior to that, we'd all been talking, and she told me that she used to work for the National Restaurant Association with Mr. Herman Cain, and that she and her boyfriend went to an after party with him. She didn't have any animosity toward him. She didn't say anything negative or positively about him. She just said she wanted to see him again. So we were backstage.
Okay, so wait. So she asked to see him again.
Yeah, she was there. She's a registered Republican.
Mm-hmm.
She did, because of course the Chicago Tribune pulled her voter registration card, and she did vote GOP in the 2008 election. But she wanted to see him, and she wanted to talk to him. She's like, yeah, we're old friends. And so long story short, when he came in, she kind of bum rushed me. I mean, she's an aggressive woman, which is great. I don't hold that against her because she's in sales and she knows what she wants. And I wanted to take a picture with him to tweet it, and she bum rushed me and went up to him and hugged him briefly, and then took his arm and took his left ear and started talking to him. And it was a really in-depth conversation. And I thought, I wonder what's going on here. Wonder what this is about. But I thought, she'd told me that she'd known him with her boyfriend in a prior occasion, so I didn't think too much.
Now, wait a minute. What do you mean in a prior occasion? Back to the parking lot, or?
No, back to the first encounter she had with him here in Chicago. There was a National Restaurant Association gathering, and she worked for the NRA in the education department, and they had a function downtown in Chicago, and afterwards he invited her to an after party with her boyfriend. So that's how she first met him. And then years later, later when she lost her job, her boyfriend had suggested, hey, why don't you reach out to Herman Cain because he seemed to have liked you.
Is this? Oh, it seemed to look like he had his hand apparently on her thigh and her crotch and her genitals. What is the, is this the same boyfriend that she had before or past?
The same boyfriend she had at the time. She doesn't have that same boyfriend. That was 14 years ago.
Okay. I will tell you, Amy, as a woman, if you have a boyfriend who tells you, hey, you need a job, why don't you go see that guy who, forced your head into his lap, is that a good boyfriend or is that an abusive boyfriend?
Well, no, Glenn, so just so that we get the facts straight here, that boyfriend suggested she go see him, and it was the second meeting that they had. That's when the alleged sexual harassment took place.
Okay, all right. So it's a second. Okay, I'm confusing it 14 years ago from now.
So she wanted to confront him. I don't know what was said backstage, but clearly she had his attention for about 2 to 3 minutes. And he was nodding his head, and I can hear him going, and then she was done, and she stormed off and went into the audience.
Okay.
To watch his speech.
Did you? How would you describe this? Did it look like? What was her body language like? Did this look like a confrontation, or was this? It's been. I think you've actually been quoted, or somebody has said that you said that it might be flirtatious.
Well, she was in his personal space, and she was whispering just inches from his ear. She had something to tell him, and by God, she was going to tell him what she came there to tell him. And I don't know. Apparently, she said she didn't like his reaction. That's why she's come forward. But what was he going to do? I mean, we were all standing right there. He's not going to get into a long conversation with her about something that she alleged happened 14 years ago. He had to go up on stage and perform. You're in the same backstage area.
She said on Fox that she did not say these things to him. She said that this morning.
Did. Oh, on what program?
I don't know, Martha McCallum or whatever. She said that. Do we have that audio by any chance?
Yeah, I'm
see
not
if you
sure
can find it in the break. But
yeah,
but didn't she say that? Did I get that?
My
wrong?
impression was she did say that she never actually discussed these matters with him.
Well, she said, "Don't you remember who I am? I'm giving you a chance to come clean. Remember what you did to me?" That's
Well,
what I heard.
let's go back
Wow.
and listen to that because
Wow.
that's not what I got. She said that's not what I got from.
So your impression was that, Amy, that she did in fact confront him with the allegation that he sexually assaulted her.
Guys, I don't know exactly what she said to him, but she had his ear for a good 2 to 3 minutes.
And did it look pretty intense? Like that's what?
Yes.
Yeah.
You could cut it with a knife.
Wow.
Yes. It looked very intense, and I knew to stay away because I wanted to get a picture with him, and I thought, hey, what are you doing? I mean, I got bum rushed. He had a point to make. And, I don't know what happened. I'm not here to judge who is telling the truth and who is lying, but all I know is what I saw.
Okay, so Amy, when did this happen? Because I saw Herman Cain. Where in this timeline?
All right, this happened before he went on stage.
And that was the day before, or that was the same day.
No, it was the same day. He was there just hours. I mean, you were there about an hour after he left.
I have to tell you, I would be shocked. I mean, the guy is. The guy gave no. Did you talk to him afterwards?
Yeah, and I took a picture with him afterwards.
Yeah, no indication. I sat with him for half an hour or so, and we just talked. There was no indication to me that he had any stress or any kind of problem. I mean, and we didn't. We sat and we talked. It was. I think I would have picked up on that. I'm usually pretty good at picking up. Well, bad judge of character.
Well,
sometimes,
do you think he's culpable? I mean, do you believe her?
I don't know.
Glenn?
I don't know.
I think by her, but just judging by what we've seen so far, to me, it doesn't feel credible. That doesn't mean that the other people might be credible, or she might just be a really bad storyteller. I don't know what the situation would be. To me, it doesn't.
I will tell you that, I mean, there's no reason for me to see this side of Herman Cain. So I don't know, but I will tell you that there's nothing that I have seen from Herman Cain that makes him feel like he's this kind of guy, but maybe he is. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people will say that about Bill Clinton,
too. Don't you
too.
think if he's running for president, we should know?
Oh, yeah,
How does
absolutely
he
we
treat
should.
women? How is he, if he's in a position of power, how is he going to treat women? And that's my whole, thing with all this, because I don't like all these salacious details. I really don't. It makes my stomach churn. But I need to know if the man that I'm voting for president, if he respects women, and what kind of level of respect does he have for his wife if he's allegedly doing this. And what she said that he did, guys, this isn't sexual harassment. That's assault.
Oh, yeah, I know.
When somebody grabs your head and allegedly shoves it in your genital area, that's assault.
Well, not only that, he had his hand on her genitals.
I know.
I mean, so it isn't sexual harassment. You're right.
No.
This is assault.
And she wasn't working for the NRA at the time. She'd just lost her job, so it wasn't sexual harassment of a boss and an underling. No, this was just two adults. And so what really happened? And I can't wait to hear what he has to say today, whether he,
Do you believe him? Who do you believe?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You talking to me? I mean, I know of this woman. I honestly, I believe her. I really do. Part of me believes her. I don't like the way she went about it. She looked too joyful, and at the press conference yesterday, smiling and stuff. That rubbed me the wrong way. But I don't have any reason not to believe her. It's going to be a he said, she said situation. But the problem for me also is that there's other accusers. So then when there's one, there's two, there's three, now there's four. I mean, she came out because she has nothing to lose, and I don't think she's going to get any money from doing anything unless she poses for Playboy or something. But I don't
think anybody's
how this is an advantage for her in any way.
No, I don't think anybody's
monetarily speaking. Yeah. I don't see how it's going to help her.
She did say that she would not discount the possibility of taking money for an interview or a book or something like that.
Well, she's all over the place. I mean, she's
right. But if this would help
if this
her in a
happened
book
to you,
situation.
would you go to Gloria Allred?
Oh no, Glenn, it has happened to me. Okay, and someday maybe when I want to write a book about it, maybe. But it's happened to a lot of women, and it's shameful, and it's a stigma you keep with you, and that is attached to you for the rest of your life, and you wonder, wow, I wonder what happened to that person who did something similar like that to me. But no, I personally would not go to Gloria Allred because my family's been through enough already. I don't need to air that, but certain things along the way in different markets have happened, and it happens, guys.
Oh, it's a serious problem. I mean, and I think that's why it is important to find out if this is true. I don't want this guy as president. I know that.
No, I don't either.
It just seems
character does matter, and if this is his character. it matters.
Right. The question, I guess, is from someone who's familiar with tea parties and such. That you'd think of Gloria Allred as being the antithesis of someone that you'd go to when you want to, A, not have a media circus, and
Why,
B...
because she's a Tea Party member, she shouldn't go to Gloria Allred?
Yeah.
I think I think Gloria
yes.
Allred is not credible myself. But I mean, I made this point.
She does serve a purpose. Whether you guys like it or not. I mean, she was out there with Anthony Weiner. She represented one of the people he was sexting. And she said he should resign. He should resign before it gets even worse. And eventually, what happened, guys? He resigned.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
she's
because
not
of
that
Gloria.
Crazy.
Yeah,
No, it's not because of Gloria Allred, but the situation got out of control and it was embarrassing.
Okay. Appreciate your insight. And
all right, thanks for having me on.
We'll talk again.
Thanks.